Man, so the Charlotte Hornets traded LaMelo Ball. They traded LaMelo Ball for Nas Reed and essentially a first round pick. Now, in totality, it was a first round pick and like 3 pick swaps, or like 4. I don't really know how many. But the pick swaps aren't really all that, in my opinion, because they can end up not being anything because of the team that own them, or halfway own them. Like, it depends on the spot where they land in order for it to go to like Charlotte. So I think it's like the Spurs, Dallas, and somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, man, they traded LaMelo Ball, their best player, for fucking Nas Reed and a first round pick. But on the bright side, LaMelo goes to a team in the Minnesota Timberwolves who were in dire need now, because he's there, who were in dire need of a point guard of his caliber. Like, for the past 2 years, he's been, injured, or not even past 2 years, past 3 years. He's been injured, in and out of the lineup, bad basketball play style, if you will, from most people, including me. I remember I was saying probably like a year and a half ago, I was like, man, LaMelo, like, I just hate the way he plays, because he plays with such like carelessness, not even carefree. He's more careless. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, I saw on Twitter the other day, somebody said he plays like he got flip flops on, and it's like, like you've ever like went to the neighborhood hoop, or you went to the courts, like, at your rec, or just outside the park, and you just go over there and you just like just chilling for real. That's how he was hooping for the last year. But this past year, bro, he played over 70 games, led one of the best offenses, the best offense, for 4 straight months, and had statistically and on tape his best year since that was 2021-22 or 2022-23 when they made the play-in, which he was healthy then, and they made the play-in. They won like 43 games. And this year, for his past season, they won 44 games. For starters, I want to say, for Minnesota, it's a home run trade. Like, the fact that you got the player you've been needing for the past 2 to 3 years, essentially for free. Like, I love Nas Reed, but like, Nas Reed is a role player, and you got a star player who can turn into a borderline superstar at just 24 years old, who was under contract for over 3 years, or just about 3 years. And you get to pair him up with another 24-year-old. Like, that's crazy. And your team is still super young. Like, you still have a lot of, young pieces. Obviously, you have veteran pieces like Rudy Gobert, and you have Dante, and I'm assuming they still have Mike Conley, right? No, I don't know. But regardless, you like Jaden and LaMelo. That's your young core. Like I said it before, I love this trade for them. It really makes them not like a tier 1 contender, but it puts them just about there. I think they need like a 4, like a true 4, like somebody like, I'm not gonna lie, somebody like Isaiah Stewart would work so well in this offense and defense. Just because he can crash the glass in lineups when Rudy is not out there. He can play that small ball 5. He can stretch the floor just a little bit, but not too much. But other than that, bro, other than them needing another 4, I really do love this trade for LaMelo. I love it for Ant. I really do think that they sold kind of low, even though they thought they were selling high. Charlotte, like, I think this is an F for them. Like, if I had to grade it, it would be a F. I don't see a world where, other than the injury stuff, which is understandable, but I still don't think that it makes sense, because he's your best player. He just came off one of his best seasons healthy. And out of Knipple, Miller, and Ball, you're the one, like, if you had to bank on somebody becoming like the number 1 on the championship team, between those 3 players, you're choosing LaMelo, like, 7 days, 7 out of the 7 days of the week. Like, so it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, honestly, like I think they're going to be a nice little competitive team. I don't think they'll be as competitive. I think they'll still be able to replicate like some of the 3 point shooting stuff. Like, obviously, they still have a lot of snipers on that team. The playmaking stuff is still going to be solid, but it's not going to be to the level of Lamelo. Like, Lamelo was generating some of the best offenses we've seen since like 2004 in that 4 month stretch. Like, it was insane numbers wise. So I don't like that. But then for Minnesota, back to them again, you give Ant that on ball creator, that playmaker that he desperately needed, because obviously Ant is not one of the best playmakers at his position and just in the NBA in general. Considering he's one of the best players in the league, he's a top 5, top 10 player. Some may argue top 5, some may say top 10, whatever the case may be. But you get him that that creator, that playmaker, and it's just gonna work out so much for them. Like, transition. It's gonna work out for Rudy. It's gonna work out for Lamelo because now he doesn't have to be the number one. Like, it's gonna work out for Jaden. Like, it's gonna work. He's just gonna make that. To me, they're gonna be like at minimum a top 3 offense. I personally think they could be the best offense in the league. Like, between Ant's like his off ball gravity. Like, I'm getting excited, bro. Like, it's gonna be crazy. But moving on, bro. Another thing that happened this offseason so far, Giannis got traded to Miami. Finally, Miami and Portland was one of my destinations for him. I personally didn't like the idea that he was either going to stay in Milwaukee or he was going to go to Boston. Like, and I was just like, I don't like that. Like, Tatum, my favorite player, and I would have loved for him to get like a superstar, but I just don't think you trade Jaylen Brown, even though it's for Giannis. Like, Giannis is better than Jaylen Brown, but at the same time, it's just like, why? Like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just think that Jaylen Brown and Tatum, when they're both healthy, you give them a really good team. Like, they could be a very dominant team in the regular season and in the playoffs. Like, regardless of matchup in the playoffs, because obviously in 2024, people talk shit about who they faced, yada yada yada. But nonetheless, he's in Miami and he's pairing up with Bam, and that to me is the best front court by far in the NBA. I think that the only thing that may come close is probably Cat and OG. You know, even though Cat's not, I mean, OG's not really a 4. He plays the 4, but he's not really a 4. But like, going based off of power forward center, that front court, yeah, I think that's the best front court in the league. Now, obviously, the roster stuff is very sketchy. They still need to find some spacing. They still need to find like another guard that could be their lead guard. I don't think Davion Mitchell is your lead guard. I think he's a very nice bench piece. I think he can be a very nice piece as your lead guard in spurts, but not for a full season and like a playoff run. Because this move is screaming to me like, we want to become one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference and just in the NBA in general again. So I, that like, I like Fontecchio. I like who did they draft? Fuck, I forget his name. Damn, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. Or somebody tell me. But yeah, I did like that guy, and I do like I said, I do like Davion. I personally think they're not going to be able to keep Norman and Wiggins, so they probably let both of them go, which is for the better because you need to fill out that roster. Like, to me, I think they should go get like a Malik Beasley and a Landry Shamet, or both if you can. Like, sign them to like minimum deals. Put some spacing around Bam and Giannis. But just to talk about the fit again, like, I really do like that for Bam. I like that for Giannis. You give him that rim protector, that elite defender. Giannis is still a really good defender. Even though with the injuries, obviously offensively, he's going to generate so many looks for everybody, including Bam. So like, give Bam another like 2, maybe 3 more shots attempts a game. He can average like 19, 20, 21. He's already averaging like 18, 19 this season. So um, yeah, I really love that. I love that trade. Again, like, the roster stuff is very, 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 very nah. Like, it's very bad, but like, not very. I'm lying. It's not very bad, but it's very bad in the sense that it's so thin. Like, you see Bam, you see Giannis, and it's like, well, there's that. Like it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to how they build it out, how Spoelstra runs this offense, and they still got guys that they believe in too. Like they got Johnson. I'm still a believer in Nikola Jovic, who I think he could become a very solid role player. Obviously, with Fontecchio, he was really good this year. Um, he's going to shoot a bunch of shots. Like they just need some spacing, bro, and hopefully they get that. I'll talk more about like where I would rank them and where I could see them potentially after they make those final moves and stuff in another video. But moving on to the draft, that's another thing that happened. The draft happened, and I just want to talk about, as you can see, like these are rookie Giannis highlights. So from here on out, I'm just showing a bunch of rookie highlights while I talk about the rookies. I'll go down a list of like certain players I like coming into the draft, certain players that or certain teams that I liked and what they did in the draft, and a little bit of like, you know, I guess you can quote it as losers, if you will. Like I don't know. Maybe you can say that, not say that, whatever. But when I get to it, you'll understand. Like, yeah, I didn't like this pick, or this pick is, or this player, whatever. But starting off with one pick that I really, really, really liked. Philly getting Phylon, bro. Now, the way the draft was set up and the way it was going, you kind of felt like one of the better guards in this draft was going to fall. But to fall to Philly at what, 20, 21 is crazy. Like they found Maxi, I think, outside of the lottery, or like at 14 or 15 or something like that. They found McCain 2 years ago outside of the lottery. So the last few years, bro, they've been really good at finding guards and finding them in spots where, most people can't. So I really did like that for them. I like Fallon as a player. One of the better finishers in the draft. Sorry, one of the better finishers in the draft. One of the better on ball creators in the draft. He can shoot the lights out. He's very slim, very small, but like I think over time he can become a little bit stronger, just a little bit. But again, it's really the finishing for me. Like he's one of the better finishers at his position in this draft. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in the summer league and just in the regular season in general, because they need that juice off the bench. Like they don't have a guard. Like they were running Kyle Lowry and Quentin Grimes. Like yeah, like that's yeah, no. Another pick that I really really liked was underratedly Chris Sinnett to Boston. Not like I wasn't too familiar with his game before he was drafted, but after he got drafted, I watched some of his tape, and I just like it for the fact that they have another big other than Luka Garza and Nikola Vucevic. I mean, Keita is good, but like to me, he's not a starter. I think he was just starting because they didn't have nobody better than him. I'm not saying Chris Sinnett is going to be better than him. I don't know, but I just like it because he's a big guy. Um, he has the length. He has the size. And yeah, he's just a young player. And I think Joe Mazzulla, one thing you cannot take away from him is he can get a lot out of his young players. So yeah, I really like that one. I very very much enjoyed, no bias, the Ade or Ademar, however you pronounce his name. Sorry if I messed that up. I really like that for obvious reasons. I mean, we get a 7'3", 240, 245-pound center who can play next to Chet, who can play next to Jay Will. In certain moments, he's going to play next to I'm sorry, but like the lineups we could run with him is going to be insane. Like you can get like a you can get like a you can get like a Shea, Dub, Chet, J Will, Mara, or like a Mara, iHeart, Chet, J Dub, Shea, or like a Mara, Chet, Dub, Kaysen, like it's gonna be crazy, bro. Like it's gonna be amazing. Um, he's a really good rim protector. Like I said, I mentioned his size and how big he is. Like pause. But yeah, I really like that pick a lot. I really like that pick a lot. I'm not really looking forward for him to be like a shooter. Um, but I want him to be able to translate that touch he had in college. So I'm hoping for that. The defense is going to translate hands down. Like the rebounding, the offensive rebounding is going to translate. Even the defensive rebounding is going to translate. Um, but yeah, I really like that pick. I like the Bennett Sturts pick, but I didn't know about Sturts. So um, like at all. So I just genuinely I did my research though. He's really good. I heard a lot of good things about him, but I didn't know anything about him really. So I won't really be speaking on that pick, but I did like that pick. I really liked what OKC did in general. Um and I also really liked what Detroit did. I, brother, like I think Detroit, I don't know, man. And then they got Isaiah Joe. Like I don't know, man. I think they really gonna be good. Yo, they're gonna be solid next year, bro. Obviously, there's the elephant in the room, which not really an elephant for me. It's just that people are just weird. And they're gonna like blow it out of proportion. But the 22-year-old center is, there, and me saying that they're gonna be really good, they're gonna look at it like, oh, not with Jalen Duran. Jalen Duran did this in the play. Like, okay, bro. Like, it's best if he's gonna play shit in the playoffs, do it now. Anyways, but with that being said, I still think that he's going to be really good. I think he's going to get better. I'm a firm believer in Jalen Duran. I like his game. He's continued to progress year after year, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I really like what Detroit did too. Like Detroit, to me, was one of the biggest winners of this draft. Um, who else did I like? I liked when I look back on it. Oh yeah, the Lakers getting Cam Carr. Cam Carr is my favorite player coming out of this draft. He's just so underrated, bro, to me. And his name has been buzzing within the last month or so. Like people have been talking about him, and especially since he dropped that 30-point game in like the rookie showcase scrimmage or whatever. Um but just like as a prospect, just before then, like people were talking about him because other people were talking about him, and then putting his name on notice, and then people were gravitating to his name. So so yeah, but I like that fit for the Lakers. I like that fit for Cam Carr. Playing next to Reeves and Luca, he's going to get so many open looks on the catch and shoot threes. Um, he has insane athleticism, insane wingspan. Like I really wanted OKC to draft him at 17, or yeah, at 17. Like I really did. I think with his athleticism and his wingspan, like he has like a 7'5", 7'4" wingspan at 6'5". Like it's kind of insane. Like I said this to somebody a few months ago. It reminds me of J Dub coming out of Santa Clara. Obviously, he's not the player that J Dub was, but he has that unique, like, um, you know, measurements, if you will. Like his build is just crazy. Like it's like, why are you like? Why do you have? Why? Like it's just why, not why. Like, oh, you shouldn't be like this, but more so just like why? Like this is amazing. Um, but again, like I really did like that for the Lakers. Not even hating. I'm not really a hater when it comes to other teams. Like I'm not that type of OKC fan. So shout out to the Lakers for that. One more that I did like. Let's see. I mean, the obvious picks, the first four picks, don't really want to touch too much on them, but I did like the 3 and 4 picks, they were obvious, with AJ and Peterson going 1 and 2. I think they were pretty obvious. I think even if, though them going 1 and 2, you still could have took Caleb at 3, but I don't really know how that would fit next to Bazelis and Claxton. I think it would be really good with Boozer, but like Boozer is really good. Like I love Boozer. Like that's also no bias. Like he played for Duke, but but yeah, man. I like what he not only what they did in the I say Houston. Sorry, I was about to say Houston. I liked what Chicago did in the draft, not just with Wilson, but with Swain as well. Like he's going to be really good. One of my good friends, he put me on to him. I didn't know really too much about him. I seen him play. I seen one of his tournament games, but I just didn't know too much about him. Um, but yeah, I liked what those two teams did. But now to the teams that I really think were either like mid or like it was like, or why did you do this? Starting with the fifth pick, I am a Keaton Wagler, FC. I am sorry, but I do not think he's a top five pick. Um, Again, let me just, or not again, but let me just say these players can turn out to be really, really good in the near future, in the foreseeable future. But as of right now, I just don't think that was the pick. I personally thought Mar was going to be picked at that pick. I wanted him to get picked at five, just because I think if you're going to move off of Kawhi, which it seems more than likely they will, you need that center next to Darius Garland for the future. So I just thought that was a no brainer for me. He's the best big in the draft, best rim protector, probably the best rebounder. Can play the pick and roll, can play make a little bit. Like I just thought that was a no brainer pick. Keaton Wagler, I mean, he's not bad, but like I just didn't think that was the pick. Like I just don't. I'm not really a big fan of his game. Like I just think it's weak. I think he played with a very, very, very talented, underrated Illinois team that was loaded. So it looked better than it actually was, but um, the Dallas Mavericks, I didn't like what they did with their pick. I thought that was a stupid pick. I thought it was a reach. Johnson is a solid player. He was a solid player, but again, that was just a biased pick by their new head coach, which was Michigan's head coach. Um, just kind of stupid. Like if anything, I would have took Lindenberg, but or Leidenberg, whatever. I would have took him, even though I'm not his biggest fan either. Like I don't think he's bad. I think he's better, way better than Johnson. But I'm just not his. I'm not just not a fan of his. Um, but yeah, I just didn't like that pick. At 13, Nate Ament, I feel like it wasn't the worst pick, but I think it was because to me, I think the worst pick was Keaton Wagler simply because of where it was at, like top five. Come on, gang, top five. I'm not saying they should have took like Michael Brown or Darius Acuff, but Wagler, it's just crazy. But anyways, yeah, Nate meant simply put, I think he's not good. I just didn't like that pick. I think you had Jaden Quaintons. Um you already took Braden Berry, so you didn't really need a guard. But yeah, you had Jaden Quaintons right there, who I think would have been great as a like Nate Mint. They chose Nate Mint to be their we're gonna bank on you pick. That was their bank on you pick. I would have preferred Jaden Quaintons because he's a way better defender, way better athleticism, and his potential. Although he does it, his offense is fucking god awful. Sorry, I don't mean to use God. I'm so sorry. It's awful, but yeah, I just feel like that would have been a better pick. Not Nate Mint. But whatever. I mean, I'm not a GM, nor am I a scout, nor am I an NBA player. So I'm just a fan talking about the game. Anyways, um, I didn't like what Denver did at all. They ended up getting nobody. They traded the player that they drafted, which was stupid. Especially in a draft where it was a lot of talent and you could have got more talent on your team, young talent to put around Nikola Jokic, who makes anybody and everybody better. Who he's and I just yeah, you need a center in my opinion. You need another forward because we don't know what Aaron Gordon's health is going to look like. But yeah, I just didn't like what Denver did. But that's pretty much all. There were some other ones that I kind of like, but not that much to really mention. But yeah, just a quick. This was a quick little yap sesh, not too much. I'm gonna save the Miami stuff for another video. Just I'm kind of just waiting on to see like what else is gonna happen. But yeah, man, like I enjoyed this offseason so far, and it's been really really well. And I'm hoping we see more. I'm hoping Jalen Brown doesn't get traded, but if he wants out, then yeah. Y'all let me know where y'all want to see him at. If he does get traded, I'm not gonna lie, I would really like to see him in Charlotte or Atlanta. Probably more so Atlanta because he's from Atlanta or he's from Georgia, I think. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, Georgia's in Atlanta, so whatever. This is the same shit. I'm sorry. Um, but I guess I was just trying to be specific. But yeah, yeah, I would like to see him in Atlanta, or Charlotte. Other than that, I don't really think there's any other place that could simultaneously have a great fit and then give him like, or give Boston like another pick or whatever. Like I just don't see that happening. But yeah. Shout out to y'all, man, for waiting on my video. A lot of y'all been texting me talking about where the video, and just been engaging when I'm keeping y'all posted. I work hella, like I work a lot. So there's that. But again, like I said before, I'm gonna be consistent. I am gonna be consistent. This will be the quickest video I've ever uploaded on my channel after uploading my prior video, which was during the finals. Um so yeah, and it's still June. The finals ended like what, 2-3 weeks ago. So yeah, man, it's been real. I appreciate you guys. Stay blessed, stay humble, and stay focused.